Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, focus on corrections I could be doing, and just talk about some ideas I have about the markets. If you can learn from any of my mistakes, any of my ideas, it's definitely a positive. So today I took two trades. The first being APHA and the second one LXRX. And something that I've been really focused on past few days, past couple weeks, is to really focus on one trade at a time. And then I narrowed that down to one time frame at a time. So sometimes, for example, if I'm with LXRX, I might see multiple setups with different time frames. So if we look at the 3-minute, here you can see some nice pullbacks. And let's see with the 5-minute, also some nice pullbacks. So something that I would do on occasion is enter on multiple time frames on the same stock. But then what happens is if the trade turns against me, then I end up taking twice my risk. If the trade goes for me, I also take twice the reward. But I think limiting the risk, limiting the losses is more important than trying to maximize your rewards. So I just had to pause there because I just got stopped out currently on LXRX. I think I still have a little bit of my position remaining. So I do have a trailing stop, but we're seeing kind of a deep pullback here. So it's probably, well, I don't know yet, but I'm assuming it might get stopped out as well. But basically, I noticed this stock kind of pushing up higher earlier in the morning. But as you can see, I kind of drew these trend lines here. These are levels of resistance on the 4-hour chart. So I like to trade stocks that are breaking above the 180-day 4-hour chart, and also at stocks at their all-time highs. So you can see this stock, trending down, and then now obviously it's trending higher. And around this morning, it was trending right around these levels. So you can see here, 440, 470, and I'm all the way up to $5. It did reach the $5 mark and then had a pullback. So I was waiting for the break above about $5.15 for my entry. And as we broke above this high right here, then I waited for the next pullback, and I entered with the 3-minute time frame. So here is the entry right here, right there. And I risked, see, entry was about 545-ish, and then stop loss about right below 520. So it's about 30-cent risk. And if I'm entering at 545, I like to make at least one risk on the trade. So my first profit target is in the 570s. And as you can see, we did reach that level, and we went all the way up to $6. And then my next profit target was right above $6, about $6.05 or so. So I don't like to leave my orders right above whole dollar mark. So even though I'm lowering my risk to reward, I'm okay with that just because it's so close to the whole dollar level. So I lowered my order just below $6, and I ended up selling around 597 ish. So I ended up taking 2 profits. We didn't get to the, about 10 cents more. That would have reached my risk to reward of 1 to 2. So it was about 1 to maybe 1.75, almost 1 to 2. But as you can see, we did have some resistance at the $6, and we're pulling back quite a bit. After I take profits twice, I then put in trailing stop losses, trying to maximize my potential while still minimizing my risk. And so I did get stopped out on the first one, and the second one almost got stopped out at. It was a little bit wider than I would hope my second trailing stop loss to be, but I'm already profitable. It's, any loss I take on that remaining shares is really going to be minimal compared to the profits I already took. So I'm okay leaving that order in. If it ends up turning around and continues positive, then that's just going to be extra for the account. But if it ends up getting stopped out, it's really minimal compared to the profits I already took. So I guess the important thing to take is that to just continue to take profits, so that when I do have my remaining shares, I'm okay, taking either a break even or very, very small loss on it, in hopes that the stock will continue. So that was the trade I took with LXRX. Very pleased with that. The other trade I took was APHA. And this one, let's look. So my first chart I look at is the max. This is the all-time chart. So I really prefer to trade stocks that are breaking above their all-time highs. So that would be above about almost the $20 mark. But if I don't see anything there, then I like to look at the 180-day chart. And basically pretty much any stock that's trading above the 180-day is either trading at an all-time high or has some good momentum. At least in my experience, you can, if you look at the yearly chart, here it's still doing pretty well on the yearly chart. So I like the 180-day chart. And so this one has good momentum. And so I was looking for a break above this red line right here. And as you can see, we did that right over here. And so the trade I took was I think it was with the 5-minute chart. Let me just confirm that. No, it was with the 3-minute chart. But actually the 3-minute and the 5-minute were really, really similar. I'm just calling it a 3-minute time frame. So you can see we pushed up higher, and then here's the pullback. And so if you pushed up higher here, and here's the pullback. So the levels were pretty much the same on both time frames. So, but I used the 3-minute. And then I guess the difference would be that I'm using the smaller stop loss with the EMA as the stock continues in my favor. So the 5-minute EMA is going to be lower than the 3-minute. So I guess by using the 3-minute, I'm minimizing maybe giving away too much profits, or so anyway, the entry was about 1140s with a risk below 1120s, 25. So that's about 25, 30 cent risk. And so if I'm entering 1140s We're trying to get up to 1170s, and we got all the way up to 1180s. So I did get one risk amount, one profit target there. And let me just confirm that, because I might have gotten more than that. So if I'm entering at 1142 and I had my stop loss at, okay, so this was a risk reward of 20 cents. Okay, so I'm entering at 1143 with a stop at about 1125. So 1123, so 20-cent risk. So from 1140 to 1180, that's 40 cents. So that's 2 profit targets. So I did take 2 profit targets here. And then, like I mentioned before, after taking 2 profit targets, I like to use trailing stop losses. And then, when I'm on a really close to my second profit target, so to be more exact, my order was at 1183. But I noticed, it was not pushing up as quickly as it was here. And so I lowered it by a few cents and ended up selling just under 1180. But I was okay with that because it was profitable, and I didn't want to risk giving away the profits just to try and make an extra 3 or 5 cents. So I just kind of put the order below the 10-cent mark, so that right below 80 cents. Instead of trying to get up to 83 cents, I just sold at around 77, 79 cents, something like that. And then I put the trailing stop order, and I actually am still in the trade. I just remembered. So that's the cool thing about the trailing stop, is I don't really have to pay attention once I put the order in. Because, for example, my first trailing stop was to break even at that first profit target. And then my second trailing stop was pretty much at break even on the whole trade. We got really, really close to it, but we never hit it. So I kind of put my trailing stop losses a little bit wider. So you can see it was really close. It did not trigger the second stop loss, and we're still profitable on the trade. So we'll see how much higher we can go on that. But so that is it. So I actually am still in both trades I took today, but on my last shares. And I don't even touch it. I just leave it at this point. Whatever extra I can make on the trades, that is great. If I end up stopping out at break even, or even if I have to, like a really small loss, it's really minimal compared to the profits I've already taken. So I'm really happy with both trades today. Even if I took losses on them, I'd still be happy with the way I am trading, how I'm entering and managing my trades, sticking to my, one trade at a time, one time frame at a time, and raising my stop loss with the EMAs to minimize the losses if the trade turns against you. The thing that I'm trying to remind myself is, see, the fear is that if I don't raise my stop loss, then I hopefully the trade will turn around and be profitable. But if I do get stopped out because I'm raising my stop loss, I can always enter on another time frame. So minimizing the loss and then entering on another time frame if I still think the trade will be profitable. So that's it for today's video. Just to remind you, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, see if there's any corrections I could be making, and just talk about some ideas. So you can see APHA, let's see if it can break above the high of the day. And so if it does, then my trailing stop loss will continue to go higher, guaranteeing that whatever I sell at will be at a profitable level. So That's the really cool thing about trailing stop losses. But I only use them after I've already taken profits. So, all right, well, good luck.